Okay, so this morning we want to treat standard form while the subtopic is fractional indices, right? Fractional indices. So when I have a and its index rather is 1/2 to be multiplied by a, another index 1/2. What it simply means is that because of the multiplication sign, both fractions will add up. So 1/2 plus 1/2 will give us 1. And we know there's another rule, okay, generally in mathematics that says whenever the index is 1, it's as good as not writing it, especially when it doesn't exist as a fraction. Okay, so having said that, a raised to power 1/2 can also be rewritten as the root of a, where the denominator of the fractional index is the root, while the numerator remains the power of the base. What that simply means is that when I have a fraction as an index, the denominator is the root, while the numerator is the power. In this manner, look at it here. When I have a raised to power 1/2, this is the root. That's why I call it square root. If this is 3, it's going to be cube root, right? Why this is the power. So in addition, the square root of a positive number can be positive or negative. The square root of a positive number can be what? Positive or negative. What that means is that 4 times 4 can give me 16, and minus 4 times minus 4 can as well give me 16. So when I'm writing out the square root of this positive number, I should take it as plus or minus. So we move to cubic root and higher root. Cubic root and higher root. Now, when you see something like this, 3 hanging behind this root sign, we don't call it square root anymore. We call it cubic root. We call it cubic root. And what that means is that it is in this form, just as these ones are 1/2. When it exists as 1/3, remember I told you here that the denominator of the fractional index is the root. So here is 3, so it's going to be cubic root. So in general, whenever a letter or a number is hanging behind the root sign, that happens to be the root, and it's also the denominator of the fractional index. Same thing here. Alright, and somebody will now say, where did I get this 1 from? Because it didn't exist here. Remember I told you, if it exists and it's not in fractional form, we can do without it. But now that it's existing as a fraction, I have to include it. But also, when 1 is the denominator, it can be, we can decide to write it or not. Then let's now move to this one that says when the numerator of a fractional index is not 1. Look at an instance here. All the ones we've been treating, the numerator has been 1. Now let us treat the ones that the numerator is not 1. So for this one here, if you have to fix this, that means all you need to do is take this as the root, take this as the index, the power. So this becomes the cubic root, while this becomes the power. And to work that out, when I have the root of 25b squared, alright, all you need to do, remember that it is the square root, means it is raised to power 1/2. Okay, that means the denominator of the fractional index is 2. And when it is 2, it can eliminate the numerator of any base that stands and does not exist as a fractional index, that doesn't have the index of a fraction. Okay, so in that case, when I have 25b raised to power 4, it can exist as this is 5 raised to power 2, while this is b raised to power 4. 5 raised to power 2, b raised to power 4, and this is roots. Then remember that this root is standing for 1/2. So 1/2 multiplied by this is going to eliminate it this way. 1/2. is a rule in indices. When we open the bracket, this multiplies this as well as this. Okay, so that means this will cut this. Well, this goes there 2 times, so my final answer is 5b squared. Exactly. So without showing much of the workings, we're going to move on now. Here, this is a power and this is a power. This is a root, but if you notice, this is existing as 8. This can also go as 2 raised to power 3. But since this is already a power, I can use this to eliminate this to leave my answer as 8. To show the workings is very simple. Root, cubic root 8 into bracket 3. Okay, let's solve that somewhere else. Cubic root 8 into bracket 3. This can exist as 8 raised to power 3 over 3. So when this cancelled, it becomes 1. You get it? So in that manner, we can just solve all this. This, we just work on this, do this to be 1 over, and then we solve this same 1. We can solve, this is plus or minus x plus y. When we solve this separately, and then this, because of the minus sign, this 9a square goes down to 5 comes up, and then we also work on it to get our final answer. So if you have questions, kindly reach me in the comment section.